Hello Geminis and welcome to your February 2023-2024 reading. Sorry. So this month we've just had that full moon in Leo, but this month we'll have it in Libra, in Virgo. And in Virgo, this is all about our body, our following our inner voice, following our inner truth, our light, in that path of balance, of bringing our wisdom, of realignment, and so on. It's the intelligence of the divine in our physical reality. And so shedding the light on that, we're going to see where it is unbalanced, where it's stagnating, where it's distorted, and all of that. Of course, it's going to show. It's going to show in our body, it's going to show in our home, it's going to show in our daily life. So you this month, this is kind of going to provoke a certain realization when it comes to the pentacles, when it comes to the abundance, the worth, the value that you can generate, the security you can install, and all of that. So, beginning of the month, we have Judgment. So, Judgment, of course, when you look at it, we have these characters floating in coffins, floating on water, that are coming up to the surface because of the trumpet of the angel. When it's in reverse, that's when our past personas, characters, unconscious parts of us will be on top of the trumpet. So you might come into the month with this conflict of old parts of you, your inner child being provoked by, something you thought, that was gone a long time ago. How come it's coming up now? Because the judgment will make this effect. But either we allow the judgment to happen, or we're trying to repress it just to be able to function. But so if in the beginning of the month you're feeling these energies coming out of the woodwork, especially the remembrance of old wounds and things like that, they're coming to be addressed. And after, we have this Tower in reverse. So the Tower in reverse is kind of going to be that second little push of the universe. First put a trumpet. Second push, a Tower in reverse. And a Tower in reverse is much smoother than a tower upright, because at this point we kind of understand what's going on, and it's not tearing us apart. It's more like, we're receiving the lightning, seeing exactly, see the lightning of the divine that pushes the crown away. So that means how we thought we mastered the sovereignty of our mind, because we understand that Virgo, since it's the first, the full moon in Virgo is ruled by Mercury, like you. So that intelligence is going to come with the download, and the clarity is going to be obvious here on a 10 of Pentacles. So that means on everything that is your security, but that also is kind of the pattern that has been transmitted. Your education, your culture, your heritage in every sense of the way, the pattern heritage of my parents, or, all of this. what brings my security, what is transmitted from one generation to another, but that is also my worth, my security, my perpetuality, what will continue after me, etc. in this pentacle world, in the concrete. Now, the judgment comes because there's a pentacle in the hand of the divine. Now, you probably sense that coming into the month. That beautiful pentacle being held there in the hand of the divine. But we understand that in order to be able to take that pentacle, we have to be in that garden. A garden is a state of being where everything flourishes. So it cannot be filled with old stuff, old shadow that hasn't been processed. Because that would make us not be able to perceive it. Not being able to, because we're looking through the glasses of our lacks, our losses, our traumas, our patterns. And so it prevents us from being able to make that inspired decision to walk a different path. But here I have the Hermit under this. So your intelligent, wise capacity to follow your inner light, and here's the Virgo part, Hermit, through this is going to be your salvation. So, under the Tower in reverse, what is the Tower trying to undo for you? It's trying to undo your incapacity to see what can come towards you. Let's say that you've lived a lot of abandonment, okay? Because abandonment, 5 of Pentacle, we end up thinking I'm not enough and all of that. The divine wants to give us our extra worth and value so that we're able to actually receive it, okay? We can only receive to the extent of the worth that we can apply to ourselves. So, if you want somebody to remain poor, you remove their self-worth, they will always remain poor. Whether it is an individual, a community, a country, that's how you do it. So, here the divine's trying to give me an extra worth and value so that I can embody it and then able to start receiving it. My energy will not block it. I will believe it, then it can come. That's what it's trying to remove, so that at least I come to a point this month where, okay, there's the old way where I had many heartaches, traumas, and things like that. I cannot see past them. That's how I used to bring my energy. That's what I used to allow to come towards me. And that is in the optic that we are understanding that we are in an infinite world and we do not need to deserve. We just need to allow. So that's a very feminine understanding, spiritual understanding, invisible understanding. Here, there's the new way right in front of you. The new way of bringing my energy. And energy is, yes, how I'm going to move towards, but also the openings, the attractions, the allowing that I'm going to permit. How I'm going to permit, give the permission to, for the energy, how it's going to travel in any shape it takes. Energy can be concrete, like money. It can be spiritual, like insight. It can be on the vibration of love, like self-love and love. It can be, energy can take the shape that it wants. How we allow it to come, there's our free will. And sometimes it's not free will because it's just responding to unconscious patterns. So there you go. It's going to force you to see a pattern on how you allow energy to come into your life, Gemini. Okay? So that was kind of a detour to arrive there. Under our 10 of Pentacles, we have, of course, the 2 of Pentacles. So 2 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. There's a new way of how I can allow my energy to come in, come out, allow, and all of this. Okay, I'm at the crossroad. 2 of Pentacles. Pentacles are also your interface, okay? Let's go very etheric here, very esoteric. An interface is your 5 senses. How I see, it is just the sense of my eyesight that translate these vibrations into shapes and colors that make sense to how I can accept this world with my brain that I have, that body. So when we have this new interface, it's like adding a upgrade to your app of interface into this matrix. Let's, talk like that. Then here's the app, the upgrade. The divine is trying to give it to me. I might be juggling a little bit between my old way of perceiving things and the new way of perceiving things. New way of perceiving things means new possibilities of truths. That, maybe it can be like this. Maybe I am like this. Maybe I can mirror something else when it comes to the capacity of worth, solidity, abundance that I can bring into my life. King of Pentacles. Of how I was able to manage, create that into my life. Am I a King of Pentacles or am I a 5 of Pentacles? There's my juggling. This one is not enough. This one loses. This one gives much more than he receives. This one is always sacrificed, abandoned, and all of that. But this one is aligned with Venus. He's aligned with prosperity, finding easy solutions, security, commitment, engagement here. He knows how to grow the seeds and everything that is around all of that. I cannot be these two things at the same time. At one point, my identity will have to change. My truth will have to change, the truth about me. So what were my old heartaches will have to leave. I cannot keep these beliefs because this will change who I am and it will prevent me from actually adopting that upgrade completely, which can make me into the magician. So it's an empowerment upgrade. But in order to receive an upgrade, we have to see the need of it or the distortion that it needs to be repairing. Okay? A bit like on your computer, when they send an upgrade, they're going to give you the list of the bugs it's supposed to repair. Where in this case, the bugs it's supposed to repair, it's a pattern that has to do with your security, your capacity to bring commitment, abundance, solidity into your life. And those bugs are hidden in your subconscious water. So instead of living them and reducing your life experience to these bugs, you're going to acknowledge them. The tower is going to help you create the opening, and then you're going to be able to take that new upgrade. Okay? This is talking like if you're a computer, but you understand what I mean. You're the soul inside the computer. So this is just means of function. So that helps to kind of see it in a much more doable way. Bottom of the deck, I have Justice in reverse, Libra, because of course all of this created partnerships and associations that were not balanced in your life. And partnerships between you and your parents, you and your lover, you and the universe, you and this reality. It's all connected. So let's see now. But first we have to pass through Virgo before we get to Libra. Okay, so let's clarify. I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. Help me clarify this reading for Geminis for the month of February 2024. February 2024. One more time. All right, let's look at the judgment. Judgment. We have the Strength in reverse, and here we have the Two of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. Behind it, we have the Six of Cups. All right, so Six of Cups can go back to your childhood. It's all about that capacity of flow, of purified waters, of the no holds bar when it comes to giving and receiving. We're not in the patterns anymore. We're in living water. As long as we do not notice that we're juggling, we cannot see the pathway out of it. The Judgment in reverse and Strength in reverse are very similar because this talks about the unconscious living parts of us coming up to the surface to be addressed. And here, this is the animalistic program, the ego, all the memories that are more based on our instinct and reactions that are stronger than the higher self. So here, when we see this, don't take it as a judgment on yourself. Take it as, okay, there's a part of unconsciousness that's going to come to the surface. There's a part of me, because we are complex beings, there's a part of me where it's the lion that's on top. And that's what I'm going to see this month. That's what I'm going to be able to see this month. Not that I'm always like this. No. There's a part of me in how I function and how I perceive life, that it's more the unconscious and the reactionary of my ego that's in charge. So let's look at what's the pentacle here. Okay, they remain this. We're gonna let it die. Okay, not the pentacle, but the old baggage of what we're carrying. So it needs, and that's why, in order to be able to have a new wand in front of you, you have to get rid of the other one that is blocking your view. So for a lot of you, Geminis, that can be, because the Ten of Wands, that can be expectations and obligations. baggage where you had to, wills are either imposed or you're imposing it on yourself. Because when we say expectations and obligations, it comes from outside, but it is also allowed within. And sometimes we have a lot more expectations ourselves that we project, especially if we have the 5 of Pentacle, because then we've learned to have value through what we carry, through what we bring, through what we support. All of this is going to have to come down. Death. And the Hermit. And death is, is also a process that recenters, like the Hermit. If you see in the Tree of Life behind me, the Hermit is there. And that path from the higher mind to the heart chakra, and death is here from the solar plexus to the heart chakra. They're both trying to purify, one guided by his higher self, and the other one trying to clean the parts that would become reactionary. Because they're like just imprinted memories in the waters. Scorpio, death. Let's purify. So let's look at the Hermit. All right. Old sabotage. Here's the Moon talking a revelation of what was hidden in your waters. How do I betray myself? How do I sabotage myself? And it is a revelation, and you're going to get the revelation, because here I have the Ace of Swords, and that's what the Hermit is getting. I see it. I have to now follow the path of it. It created a certain truth within me that I was not, here's Venus, Empress. Maybe I believe that I am not welcomed. I am not received. I am not enough. Maybe certain, expectations. It created isolation for me. Because here, Three of Cups in reverse, I do not feel cheered and celebrated by who and what is around me. That is how I sabotage myself, disempower myself. So it's in reverse, we're in the process. So maybe that kind of full moon in Leo we just had provoked some things in you. Made some revelations, and now it's kind of the continuation of the process. Between the Moon and death, we have this beautiful quest. Here it's in reverse, so we have the revelation, but you see those 2 pillars? This is a rite of passage. One will pass, and here they're in the background. So we begin here, we end here. One will pass once it was able to bring up from the waters what was distorted, what needed to evolve, was able to pass through a time of darkness where his instinctual and his tame part were kind of fighting here until he passes the sentinels, arrives at the death card where what needs to die will be able to die, be purified in the process. All right. So this is probably, you're coming in the month like this. So you probably had to deal with that. Maybe during Christmas, you had things with the parents, with the mother, with whatever, but these feelings came up. You maybe tried to repress them, but this month they won't let you repress them. Tower. They're sending another little download here. Tower. Show me the Tower for Geminis. On that 5 of Pentacles. And we have the High Priestess with the King of Cups. So a high priestess with the tower. This is really a spiritual download. And it's going to talk of all of the emotional insecurities and unprocessed or understood heartaches, traumas, memories, all linked around this, all linked around a feeling of inadequacy. When you think you're not enough, that you're missing something. Like these guys are like handicapped. See, their wands are crutches. The will is there to compensate for something that we think we're lacking. So that's why we end up sacrificing. That's why we end up sacrificing ourselves, sacrificing our dreams, sacrificing what other people we think deserve naturally, but not us, and we end up, having this disbalance. So that creates a Three of Wands in reverse. Of course, we have a hard time receiving. Here's the Hermit. We have a hard time receiving, creating wealth, abundance, security for ourselves. But, all right, we have the Two of Swords. All of these waters, crazy waters, will start slowly leaving, because we're seeing all of this now from a different angle. That's what's going to happen with a Tower, High Priestess, Hangman in reverse, the Hangman that got the illumination, got the light from the moon, 12th house here. Oh, I know exactly what needs to be sacrificed. And here we have a repeat of the Hermit. Yes, Two of Wands. So that opens up a whole new avenue. A whole new avenue that has been revealing here my true old grievings. Okay, because sometimes we think, yes, this is what hurt me. But when we can really go pull, like, the first string that wasn't supposed to be there, we notice that, oh my God, sometimes it doesn't even belong to me. Sometimes it's completely something else that led to. But here, revealing a source, unconscious, old sadness of loss, or not having had at all. We don't yet still, or that is why I did not have the reveal of why I did not have access to that wand. I did not have access to that way of perceiving, doing, attracting, going for that wand, that fire. 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is, our baggage. And there it is. It's going to be done. Here, I have the Hangman again. And it comes with the World. So that old cycle is over. An old cycle of inner conflict, outer conflict, where I used to use my Three of Swords to prevent or not allow solidity, abundance, fruitfulness into my life. Not to allow even love. King of Wands, not having the energy or the fire to go for what I desire or feel what desire is. This is what I want. Or I have now people that want to invest in me. Or I have the energy to go towards what I want to do. Let's look at that once we finish this. here's the Magician. We're going to be juggling a bit as long as we're afraid. So we might face that, because this is to clarify the juggling between the King of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. I'm going to take back my energy, solidify myself, but let's not keep into fear. Let's go into full empowerment, and that is being the Magician. Now I understand. My magic wand is not dictated by my unconscious anymore. I get it. I understand. So here, this is like realizing that most of the injustice, unfairness in our world was because we were lacking that Ace of Wands and we were lacking that Ace of Pentacles. Because the Magician needs to have the four elements full charge on their highest to be able to manifest as above, so below, without staining it through its unconsciousness and then creating what he doesn't want or what he fears. So, how do we call this? It's going to be an amazing, this month, an amazing download. That's going to push you to make a certain decision and end the cycle and retake your power and so. But yes, open yourself to that amazing download, my beautiful Geminis. So on this, all my love and light, happy Valentine's Day. Yes, every day should be Valentine's Day, where we can say we love each other, but let's encourage the market of chocolate and flowers in the middle of the month of February. So on that, thank you for watching, sharing, commenting. Please subscribe to help grow the channel. If you want a private reading, the description is below. There's a website with, you know, the very easy to book and so on. Thank you also for the ones of you who gave donations. It helps more than you think. And on the new moon and the full moon, I ask the divine to give you in the shape and form that you need the most for your better path. On that, namaste, and I'll see you next month.